All right, now in selective outrage news, Whoopi Goldberg issued an apology for using the word gypped during an episode of The View. Take a look.
You know, when you're a certain age, you use words that you know from when you were a kid or you remember saying, and that's what I did today, and I shouldn't have. I should have thought about it a little longer before I said it, but I didn't.
Now, Whoopi used the word while discussing the Donald Trump and Stormy Daniels case, in which he said the people who still believe that he got, gypped somehow in the election will still believe that he cared enough. Apparently, the term is viewed as a slur because of its association with gypsies, the Romani people. What are your thoughts on this? Q, let's go to you first.
You know what? Had I been in Whoopi's position, I would have found myself in trouble. She says, I should have thought about what I said, but I'm curious to know if she even knew the origin of the word, because if I had to think about it up until you just read that, I did not know that it was a slur. I grew up hearing my mom and people say, I haven't said it since the late 80s, early 90s, but you gypped me out my money. I mean, it's a very common saying, especially in the hood. And it just makes me wonder how many other slang things that we say that may have some type of negative connotation that we just don't know about. And so, now that we've gotten into this place where we're super woke and we're super taking care of everybody's feelings, we've also got to get to a place where we're willing to extend super grace as we catch up, because Gyp would have rolled off my tongue on a public platform, hell, this show, and I would have had no idea that it was offensive.
Exactly. It's a lot. Al, what do you think?
I mean, I agree with Q on this, but I will have to say, Claudia, for me, just, being in front of the camera in this time that we've spent here, I really have had to learn the importance of the words that I use and how it comes across. I think we all have, right, in one form or another. And, this whole viewer censorship and them telling you when they feel offended, it actually works. So, I mean, I get that part. But for me, is it me, or is it does it feel like Whoopi's being iced off of The View or something? Because they're coming for her really hard these days. So I just want to know, is it me, or is there an undercurrent there? Because this woman has been on that show for so long. They're all of a certain age. They all say crazy stuff. They all use crazy terms to describe things. But why is she getting so much heat lately?
They absolutely are on her neck for every little thing now. Once again, I just always have to point out hypocrisy because I'm so sick of it. We just use two different measuring sticks. You know what I mean? Think about all the late night talk show hosts and the dialogue and things that they say. To me, it's not offensive. I think the woke police are taking the fun out of basic conversations. That is a word that we grew up using on the East Coast a lot. It was very common to say gyps. And guess what, people? Y'all could be mad because I'm still going to use it. I don't find it offensive. And I'm sick and tired of y'all making everything be a slur. You want to make every other word be like the N word. No, nothing is like the N word. It's almost like we can't have that. Like we can't have a word that's so offensive that none of y'all can say it. So like every fraction of society has to come up with, well, that's like our N word. You can't say that. That's our N word. It's just like the N word. No, the hell it's not. And you are trying to gyp the conversation from fun and from just normalcy by taking all the words out. Before you know it, you guys, if we keep this up, it's gonna come to a point where we can't say anything. And I refuse to succumb to all of it. Some of the things I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm educated, I understand. But is gypsy a bad word? It's not. It describes a group of people. They used to call themselves gypsies as well. I don't know.
And if the word gyp describes some shit y'all used to do, okay, then what the hell, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like the gypsies got the most upstanding reputation. I mean, y'all was gypping people out their money, and that's how the word came about. I mean,
it's like we can't tell the truth anymore. Like, let's talk about what used to actually happen. And when I used to but when I used to visit Italy and go visit my family, it was very common knowledge. Of course, not all of them, of course, but it would happen. I was robbed on the train one time. Okay, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, it came from somewhere. And we want to go back and just like Ron DeSantis down in Florida, we want to erase the truth and the origin of some of these words because now it's offensive to you, but it came from a historical place. So please stop.
I just don't understand how we could be so outraged of this word gypsy, but we're not outraged with taking African American history out of school curriculum. Like, what the hell is going on?
Here's the funny thing, though. Granted, I don't know nobody from the Romani community. I don't think people are outraged. Was this like a call from S&P? I haven't seen no outrage on social media. I have not seen any videos of people saying, I'm a gypsy and I'm offended. I think this was preemptive.
So
I don't think anyone's outraged.
L. Caldwell in the chat says, Claudia, it's deeper than that. Yes, gypsy is not the word to use. Use Romani. Let's be very clear here, okay? No one is calling the Romanian people gyps or gypsies.
Right.
We are not calling the entire population of Romania gypsies, but there were gypsies that traveled, that were nomadic in nature and went around. That is not calling, I'm not calling y'all that. And the word gyps, most people don't think about the origin of the word when they use that because it became common. It became part of, our dialogue. So again, saying that word does not mean we're talking about the Romanian people, everybody. I don't know, man. This is something that
I don't think people knew where it came from.
I think you're right. I agree. But yeah, we're not being offensive to the people of Romania.